Hi everyone, I'm here with brand new video of Apex Trigger Scenario series. This scenario was asked in Deloitte interview, so without wasting any more time, let's get started. Guys, before going directly to code, first let's understand that which objects we are going to use in this scenario. So in this scenario, we are going to use three objects: account, account share, and user. On account object, we have a user lookup field, which is secondary owner. Now the question arises that what is account share object? But before account share object, you should know about Apex sharing. So like you already know that in Salesforce, we have different ways for managing record visibility. We have sharing rule, we have role hierarchy, we have manual sharing. So all these things will work if we have a simple, straightforward requirement to share records. Like for example, we need to share account record based on some simple criteria, like based on some field value. But what if we have a requirement in which sharing rules cannot meet the requirement? Like when the requirement involve multiple related objects, or you can say some custom calculation. So in that type of requirement, Apex sharing comes into picture. In simple words, Apex sharing gives developers the ability to share records through coding. I hope the concept of Apex sharing is now clear to you. Now let's understand what is this account share object. Guys, see, every object in Salesforce has an associated object, which is called a share object, where the record level access for each user or group is stored. Now, when it comes to standard object in Salesforce, each object has a share object with a specific name. For example, the share object for the account is account share. For opportunity, it is opportunity share. And similarly, for contact, it is contact share. Now, for custom object, things work a bit differently. For them, share object name is created by adding underscore underscore share to the custom object API name. So if you have a custom object name, you can say my custom object, then its share object name will be my custom object underscore underscore share. Now you guys must be thinking that what does this share object do? See, a share object is used to control and manage the sharing of records. Basically, it allows you to grant access to specific records to user or groups even if they don't normally have access based on their profile or role. If we understand this in coding terms, share object is used in Apex when you want to share records by coding rather than doing it manually through Salesforce interface. So this is what share object do. We also have different field on share object, but we will not discuss them now because that will make our video too theoretical. That's why we will discuss them while writing our code. So guys, this is all about data model. Now let's come to scenario. So guys, in today's scenario, every time an account record is created with some user selected in secondary owner field, we need to create a sharing record, which will share the account record with the secondary owner. And if the secondary owner field of the account record gets updated, then we need to remove the previous sharing record and create a new one with the updated secondary owner. Let me explain it in a simple language. Let's say a user creates an account record with user John in secondary owner field. Now, when the user saves the account record, then we need to give read access of this account to John. This is first point. Second point is when user updates the secondary owner field and he selects some other user, let's say user SFDC Ninja. So then we need to do two things. First, we need to remove access of user John, and second, we need to give access to new secondary owner SFDC Ninja. So this is what we are going to do today. I hope the scenario is now clear to you. It's time to code. So let's go to VS Code and create a handler class. Let's name it account trigger handler. Let's create a method. Let's change the name to create sharing records. Now guys, a trigger should get fired on creation or updation of account record, which means we need to perform all of our tasks whenever there is a change on account object. That's why we will pass list of account as parameter in our method like this. And in this parameter, we will pass trigger.new from our trigger. So this parameter is equal to trigger.new. Now guys, in this method, we will code for our first task. which is when an account record gets created with some value in secondary owner field, then we need to give read access of the record to secondary owner. So for that, let's apply a null check on secondary owner field. First, let's iterate over this list, apply a null check, secondary owner not equals to null. And here we will create record for account share object. I've already explained what is share object and what is the use of it. So let's create a record, share record. Now guys, here first we need to specify that which account record will be shared with the secondary owner. So here let's define account ID like this, account ID will be acc.id. After specifying the record, now we need to determine that which user or group is getting the access of the specified account. So here we will use user or group ID field like this, or group ID, and in this we will put secondary owner, acc.secondary owner. Once the user or group is specified, now we need to define that what level of access they will get, like this, share record dot account level access. So here we can specify that whether we want to give read access or edit access. So this account level access field basically defines the boundaries of what user or group can do with the account. Guys, the value of this field can be none, like if you don't want to give any access, or it can be read or edit, or it can also be all if we want to give full access. So here we will give read access. Now, according to best practice of Apex, we will not perform DML inside for loop. So let's create a list to store it. Count share, sharing records, count share, copy its name, and here add records in it. Apply a null check on this list. Is empty, and finally insert it. So this is our first task, which will give access to secondary owner on insertion of account. Now our next task is, if user updates the secondary owner field, then we need to remove access for old secondary owner, and then we need to give access to new one. So this method will get invoked whenever account record gets inserted, and we need to perform a second task whenever account gets updated. So what we'll do, we will create one more method like this, public static void, let's name it handle secondary owner update. And in this method, we will pass two parameters like this, ID account old map, ID account new map. In this parameter, we will pass trigger.oldMap from our trigger. So this parameter is equal to trigger.oldMap. Similarly, in this parameter, we will pass trigger.newMap from our trigger. So this parameter is equal to trigger.newMap. Now guys, you must be thinking that why we have passed trigger.oldMap and trigger.newMap as parameter in this method. So the reason of using these two parameters is, see, a task depends on updation of secondary owner field. So to check that whether secondary owner field gets updated or not, we need to compare old value and new value of that field, which we can easily get using these two parameters. But we will see that later. Before that, let's create a set like this. Set ID count account IDs to query new set ID. In this set, we will store the account IDs where secondary owner field has changed. Basically, we will use the account IDs present in this set to fetch the existing account share records for these accounts. And guys, we need to fetch account share records of these accounts because first we need to remove access from secondary owner and second we need to give access to new secondary owner. So let's iterate over the account ID present in key set of this trigger.newMap for ID, account ID, newMap.keyset. And here what we will do, we will create two instances of account. In first instance, we will store the old version of account using trigger.oldMap by passing this ID. And similarly, in second instance, we will store the new version of account using trigger.newMap by passing the same ID like this. Account, old account, old map dot get, copy this ID name, paste it here, new account dot get account ID. Now using these instances, we will compare old and new value of secondary owner field like this. If old account dot secondary owner not equals to new account dot secondary owner, and if this condition will get true, I mean if secondary owner field gets updated, then we will store account ID in this set. So copy its name, paste it here, dot add dot ID. Now, like I told you that we will fetch existing account share records using the ID present in this set. Like this, apply a null check on this set and fetch the existing share records. Existing shares, select ID, account ID, user or group ID from account share where account ID is in this set. Now in next step, we will create a map like this. Map ID account share existing share map. In this map, we will store account ID in key and account share record in value. Guys, see, we need to remove access of old secondary owner, right? For that, we need to delete existing account share record of the account on which secondary owner field gets updated. So using this map, we can easily get account share record of the account by just passing account ID in it. I hope you got my point. Now let's iterate over the ID present in this set. For ID, let's say account ID. Copy this set name, paste it here. Now again, we will create two instances of account record and we will do the same thing that we did here. So copy it, paste it here. Now let's apply a check like this. Old account dot secondary owner not equals to null. And here we will get the account share record using this map like this. Account share, let's name it old share. Copy this map name, paste it here, dot get old account dot ID. Now we will apply one more condition to check that does this sharing record belong to the person who was the old secondary owner. So let's use the condition old share not equals to null and old share dot user or group ID is equal to old account dot secondary owner. I hope this point is clear to you. Basically, this condition compares the ID of the person in the sharing record by user or group ID with the old secondary owner ID. So if these two conditions will get true, then we need to delete the sharing record. So let's create a list. Let's check here, count share, delete sharing records. And here we can also change the name. Copy this list name and here add records in it. So this is the half part of our second task. In second half, we need to give access to new secondary owner. So let's apply one more check like this. If new account dot secondary owner is not null, then here we need to perform the same thing. So copy it, paste it here. We just need to change the account name. Here apply null check on both list is empty. This one for delete. And this is for new sharing record. Save it and deploy it to work. Okay, we are getting error. Account level access. Okay, got it. It is not account level access, it is account access level. Copy, we need to change it here also. Let's try to deploy it again. Okay, we are still getting error. Line number 20. We need to change it here. Sorry guys, there are so many errors. Next error is in line number 59. Okay, got it. This is totally my mistake. Let's copy these two lists, delete this one. Now let's try to save it. Okay, now it is successfully deployed. So we have our handler class ready. Let's create a trigger. Let's name it ACCTRG. So in this scenario, we have to perform task on a related object. That's why we will use after event. So we will use after insert and after update. Trigger, apply a check like this. And here we will call our handler class method. Account trigger handler. First We will call this method for insert operation and we will pass trigger.new in parameter. Apply another check is after. Copy our handler class name, paste it here, and we will call second method. And in this method, we will pass trigger.oldMap in first parameter and trigger.newMap in second. So we have used these two checks. Basically, these checks are just to ensure that our handler class method will get invoked only for insert and update operation. Like we want to invoke this method only for after insert event. That's why we have applied this check and here we have called this method. Similar thing we did for update operation. Save it and deploy it to org. It is successfully deployed. So we have our code ready. It's time to see it in action. So let's go to our org and here let's try to create an account record. Let's name it test account 1. Where is secondary owner field? So here we will first put SFTC Ninja. Click on save. Okay, we are getting error. Required field missing. Okay, got it. Guys, while creating account share record, this field is a required field. So in our code, we need to give access to opportunity record also. So here for opportunity access level, we will give none because we don't want to give any access. Similar thing we need to do here. Save it and again deploy it. Now let's click on save. Okay, we are getting one more error, which is organization level. So guys, for that error, we need to change opportunity access to private. Now let's try to create an account record. Test account 1 and here select the secondary owner. Click on save and let's check the sharing thing. So here this team member user got the access, which means our code is working fine for insert operation. Now let's try to update the secondary owner field and now here we will select this user. Click on save, go to sharing again. Okay, we are having problem, which is old share record is not getting deleted. Okay, let's check the code. Delete sharing record is there. We have applied this check, which is correct. We are getting records in this old share using this map. Okay, got it, guys. I forgot to put value in this map, so let's put it. Account share, iterate over this list, copy this map name, dot put. We will put account ID in key and share record in value. Save it and deploy it to org. It is successfully deployed. Now we will test for New record, test account new. Let's select a secondary owner. This user got the access. Now let's try to update it. Another user, go to sharing. Now our code is working fine. So I'm really sorry guys because in this scenario I made so many mistakes, but eventually our code is working fine. So that's it for today guys, and I'll be back with more interesting trigger scenarios. Thank you and keep watching.